So apparently Auntie Mary was up to the freaky ish too? Is you serious? Let's get to it. What's happening, people? It's the homie Smitster 400 coming at you straight off the Ave, and this is Smitster Reacts. One time salute to all the subscribers wherever you're at all over the world. And if you made it to this video, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Join the team. We over here. Now let's get it. Damn, bro. Mary J, bro. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Shout out to Miss T, Miststee. That's where this content is from. Salute to you. If you want to see this without all the reaction ish, link in description. Let's get to this without further ado, bro, because the list about to come out and shoot. Do we want to know? Sad. Let's get to it.
Y'all, the feds did not come to play with Diddy and his associates because they just named Mary J Blige as one of Diddy's freak-off associates, and they're claiming that she allegedly helped Diddy set other women up and force them into freak-offs. It seems like Diddy's trial is happening anytime soon because the feds are starting to name some of his alleged associates, and things are starting to heat up big time. Mary J Blige and Diddy have had this weird relationship for a long time, and it looks like we finally know the real reason behind this weird relationship. But get this, the streets are now saying that she allegedly helped Diddy pimp out Aaliyah to Jay-Z, and that she knows more about Aaliyah's death than we thought. Y'all, the receipts here are very spicy because the feds pulled through with all the receipts to back up these wild claims. So it's becoming clearer and clearer day by day that Diddy, aka the Diddler now, is watching his circle get smaller by the minute, and honestly, his public image is crumbling just as fast. Things are looking rough because folks who used to be his ride or die are jumping ship left and right because nobody wants to go down with him for this mess. And now even Mary J Blige has tried to dip out. But Mary leaving Diddy isn't exactly shocking, but the speed at which she distanced herself definitely raised some eyebrows, especially once the FBI started sniffing around her business. Just like with Jay-Z, Mary always made it seem like she and Diddy were as close as ever. You know, ride or die for life, all that good stuff. And if you thought that Diddy and Jay-Z were close, Diddy and Mary J Blige were practically glued at the hip. They've been tight since the early 90s, with Diddy producing some of her first albums, including her debut, What's the 411? So yeah, we're talking about 33 years of friendship, older than a lot of us. So Diddy has always given her her flowers for being one of the biggest performers and vocalists of all time. In an interview, he said, Mary J is one of the greatest storytellers in R&B history. She created a lane for...
Yo. First of all, shout out to Miss T for your presentation. I love the music. You feel what I'm saying? I love how you got things going on. Even changing the voice to read this ish that's on the screen. But I just wanted to jump in there and say one damn thing. Shout out Jaguar Wright, bro, because she called this a long time ago saying things about Mary J Blige and Puffy, and allegedly they done had some dealings, and she's like, you know, kind of like the Maxwell of this ish. So it's kind of interesting. Let's get it going.
For women around the world to speak their truth to power, so nobody deserves this success more than her. More than being my sister and my best friend, she will forever be a pioneer and the queen of hip-hop soul who remains an unstoppable force that can accomplish anything she sets her mind to. But in the late 90s to early 2000s, things between Diddy and Mary J Blige got real rocky. They had a falling out that got so messy, and for a few years, they were barely speaking, practically acting like each other didn't exist. But eventually, Mary came clean and took the blame for the whole thing. She admitted that she was the one who let everything go wrong. She owned up to being a complete mess back then, saying she couldn't keep her life together, let alone hold down a solid friendship or working relationship with Diddy. It was all a humbling moment for her, but it opened the door for them to start fixing their friendship and start working together with no more drama. She said, the real reason we split up is me not understanding the business the way I needed to understand it at the time. She explained, He had a label, he had a female artist, he had Biggie, but during that time, I was really dogging myself. I was a mess on drugs. Any smart man or businesswoman would have moved away from me. It felt like he was becoming distant, but looking back, I now understand why. I wasn't delivering properly. I wasn't taking care of my health. Now how can he roll his dice on me? Well, after Diddy forgave her, they smoothed things over and they went right back to being besties like nothing ever happened. And it seemed like all was forgiven. You know, water under the bridge. Well, until now that is, because Mary's doing a complete 180, trying to act like she and Diddy weren't as close as we all thought. Now she's out here claiming that she cut ties with him a long time ago. The timing is definitely raising a lot of eyebrows, and people are side-eyeing her because they think that she's just trying to distance herself from Diddy now that his world is basically crumbling and the feds are digging into the lives of everybody associated with him. He's getting slapped with lawsuits left and right, and all these accusations are serious. And to top it all off, the feds are circling with possible RICO charges, and Diddy's basically sitting on a volcano right now. And if y'all know anything about some RICO charges, then you know that the feds will go after everybody even remotely connected to Diddy and may even charge them. I mean, y'all can see what's been going on in Young Thug's case with the feds. It has been more than 2 years since the case started, and it is nowhere close to being over. But after the raid on Diddy's LA Miami houses in March, Homeland Security released a statement saying, earlier today, Homeland Security investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. However, Diddy's lawyers slammed the feds and claimed that it was a witch hunt. They released a statement that said, this unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
And crazy how all that is just, man, it's like, I know it's your lawyer's job to ride for you and it's like that, but come on, bro. You had to know that there was all this evidence. Like, come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on, sons. Back to the L11 voice. Come on, son. Come on.
And the feds weren't playing when it came to Diddy. Before long, they were swooping in, detaining people close to him left and right. Even his sons, Justin and Christian, ended up in cuffs during the raid. And it wasn't just them. 2 of his trusted assistants got arrested too. And to make things worse, his alleged supplier, Brendan Paul, got picked up at Miami International Airport for carrying some very questionable stuff. We ain't seen Brendan Paul since. It was like a storm brewing, and everyone knew something big was coming. Those RICO charges were
Fam, we haven't seen that dude since. Where is he? Could it be that he's the reason that they got all the other charges as far as the drugs and whatnot? I mean, he was the mule, was he not? Just a question. Let's keep it going.
heavy in the air, and Mary, listen, homegirl read the writing on the wall, and she chose to separate herself from that drama fast. She didn't waste time either, and she posted a cryptic message on Instagram saying, unfortunately, a lot of you all met me when I lacked boundaries and was a people pleaser. Let me reintroduce myself. I burn bridges as needed. Listen, y'all, she trying to dodge them RICO cases. But the crazy part about all this is that Mary J Blige did all this before the feds arrested Diddy and released those crazy indictment documents about him and his crimes. The indictment documents revealed that Diddy used powerful people in his circle to facilitate his freak-offs and help him find girls who they then forced into these FOs. The indictment document said, Combs and other members and associates of the Combs enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at Combs' business to intimidate, threaten, and lure females into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to engage in extended acts with male commercial workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, it also said the defendant used the Combs business, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up his commercials. Those employees including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors and other close associates acted as Combs' intermediaries, and their contact was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of the Combs business. Y'all, it continued. The defendant engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of toward women and other individuals. At times, Combs and others acting at his discretion made arrangements for women and commercial S workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence. In case y'all didn't know how bad the case was, Diddy was refused bail not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. And even though he made a very juicy offer for bail, offering up a whopping $50 million. And according to reports, Diddy's lawyer proposed bail on these conditions: a $50 million bond co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. He also proposed that the bond would be secured by the equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 West Star Island in Miami, Florida. The appraised value of the home is about $48 million. The home is unencumbered in anticipation of this bail hearing. On August 20, 2024, Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and be free of a mortgage. The document went on to say that the bond would be secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home located on 450 Alton Road in Miami, Florida. That Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which we will address to the court in a separate sealed submission, as well as the Eastern District of New York or the District of New Jersey, only to the extent that his travel to and from New York involves an airport in those districts. The document then revealed that Diddy had submitted his passport to the authorities in April of this year, but it didn't stop there. He also offered to submit his mom's and daughter's passports. It said, the passports of the following family members who have already surrendered their passports to counsel after the raids on Mr. Combs' homes: Janice Combs, Chance Combs, Jesse Combs, Delilah Combs, and Love Combs. Y'all, even
It's super unfortunate that excuse me, it's super unfortunate that his family is involved in this, as far as his kids, as far as his daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, his son's getting handcuffed and being named within the indictment for, you know, being participants and whatnot. Super unfortunate, bro.
the little baby's passport. If they were willing to do that, then y'all know that Diddy was in a crazy tight spot. And Mary
Even the baby's passport? And they said no. What y'all think they got, man? You know the list coming out. It's about to get spicy. Spicy.
J Blige must have known, which would be why she switched up on Diddy so hard. But get this, it's not only about Diddy's freak-off tapes, because it turns out that she was also involved with young men before they were of voting age, if you know what I mean. But before we get into that, can we talk about the rumors of Diddy allegedly forcing Mary into a relationship, getting her pregnant, and then forcing her to end the pregnancy? Allegedly, Diddy wasn't exactly gentle about it, and reports claim that he would put hands on Mary and even forced her into using a strap-on for his pleasure.
Shout out Jaguar Wright.
Also talk about how Mary got pregnant by Diddy, but he didn't want it and forced her to get rid of it. The incident traumatized her so badly that she decided to never have children of her own after that. She hinted at this in an interview where she said, "I have nieces and nephews forever, and I'm always watching how people are scrambling for babysitters. I don't want to go through that. I like my freedom to go and move and do what I want to do. I don't want to have to tend to someone all the time. Right now, that's where I'm at. But I don't think it's having kids gonna happen." But here's the thing, Mary stayed tight with Diddy even after all this alleged drama. So what's the sudden switch up now? Well, word in the streets is that the feds have her in their sights. Allegedly, they dug up some evidence of something shady that she was involved in back in the day. And that's why she's scrambling to distance herself from Diddy. And that wouldn't be very shocking because there are reports that multiple insiders are snitching extra hard on Diddy in exchange for immunity, and Mary might be one of them.
My understanding is that there was a lot of individuals that were involved, and I think by looking at the indictment and seeing that only Sean Combs is the only defendant currently, who knows if that increases and it gets superseded My guess is that all of those individuals that could have been co-defendants or could have been co-conspirators or could have been involved in a RICO case have flipped on Sean Combs, and they're getting some sort of immunity.
Rumor has it that the feds are threatening to wrap her up in the RICO charges unless she spills the tea on Diddy and gives them whatever dirt she's got. But that's not all. They allegedly threatened to bring her up on SA charges. For those who don't know, Mary had a relationship with singer Danny Boy when he was just 16 and she was 24. That's coming back to haunt her even now because
Danny, I can already say Danny Boy was on Art of Dialogue, and I covered this as well. You go ahead and check Smitster Reacts. It's all down there somewhere, probably somewhere like, I don't know, months ago. But Danny Boy put it out there a while back that him and Mary J was, you feel what I'm saying? So, man, this thing here, bruh, the rabbit hole go deep, bruh, deep.
Danny recently opened up about it during his interview, reminiscing about the first time he and Mary got close back in 1995 after the Source Awards. He talked about how he, Mary J Blige, and a few others like Diddy's baby mama Misa Hilton were all invited to a party. According to Danny Boy, they were chilling, having some drinks, and just soaking up the vibe before he decided to call it a night and head back to his room. But just when he thought the night was wrapping up, he got a call to come to another room, saying there was someone who really wanted to meet him. But when he got there, he found only Mary and Misa.
So check this out, right? He's already underage and he was having a couple drinks. The industry in the 90s, bro, golly.
Inside chilling.
He was talking, I think I left out, and Suge called me back up to the room. He said, come back upstairs, man, old girl wants to see you. So I know the girl that he in the bed with don't want me. So I went in, he closed the door and shit, and I sit down and I start talking to Mary. And inside, I'm about to lose it. Cause I'm actually sitting here talking to Mary. She's sitting on the couch and shit, and we ordered some food and some more drinks.
He went on to say that Mary got handsy with him, full on flirting and getting into it. She even rested her head on his lap and was getting touchy-feely. Things heated up real quick, like real fast and really intensely.
15, 16 years old. And she laying on the couch. And I'm sitting on the other end, and she laid down on the couch and put her head in my lap.
Now, if they already done use Art of Dialogue and these other interviews for Tubi documentaries and all type of documentaries, right? Not to mention in these lawsuits, they talk about certain interviews and whatnot. So look, I don't think it's real far-fetched that they saw this very interview with the homie Danny Boy and they was like, look, gotcha.
Like, damn. He can't be talking about Mary. Was talking about she wanted me to come back up here, and now she on my lap. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, what is this gonna end up to? And she stayed a couple more hours. And we decided to go in the other room. It was sweet. We went in the other room and laid down. And she laid down with me, she kind of like backed up against me, and every time she backed up against me, I would move away and shit, you know?
So yeah, they ended up hooking up, but that wasn't the end of it. According to Danny Boy, it spiraled into a full-blown affair. Mary flew him to New York for more rendezvous. He also claimed that she played him, making him believe that he was her main man. And all the while, she had another thing going on with Tupac.
And that time I had an opportunity to go out to New York and visit her a couple more times. You know, that's why I was kind of confused when I heard Kurt saying that Mary was my girl. Because at that time, she was my girl. At that time, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in.
She was for everybody.
See her. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you, you young and shit. I'm trying to show her that she ain't phasing me.
Well, since Danny was still young at the time, what went down between him and Mary falls squarely into the realm of statutory SA, and that could land Mary in some serious trouble. And word in the streets is that the feds found this out during their investigation, and somehow it all ties back to Diddy, especially with Misa Hilton and Diddy's baby mama being in the room that night. It's not looking good for anybody involved.
There it is.
So it's starting to make a lot more sense why Mary pulled that sudden 180 on Diddy and allegedly started spilling all the tea to the feds. She might be trying to save herself from getting wrapped up in RICO charges, or worse, facing those SA accusations head on. But if that's not messy enough for you, there are now reports that Mary knows exactly what happened to Aaliyah, and there are reports that Diddy and his people might know exactly what happened too. Aaliyah tragically passed away in a plane crash on the height of her career, and for years there have been whispers and speculation that her death might have involved more than just a tragic accident. Aaliyah had been in the Bahamas shooting a music video, but what many people don't know is that she wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. The video shoot was originally planned for Florida, and everything was set, but on the day of the shoot, the director, Hype Williams, suddenly decided to move everything to the Bahamas without even running it by Aaliyah first. Once they got to the Bahamas, things went smoothly and they wrapped up the shoot ahead of schedule. But because they finished early, there wasn't any transportation ready to take them back to Florida. Aaliyah reached out to her friend Lenny Kravitz, who kindly sent his private jet to fly her home. However, Hype reportedly stepped in and forbade her from boarding Lenny's jet, claiming that he had made other arrangements for her and the rest of the crew. But
Now, that aside, does it matter if she rides on his jet at that point? Let whoever ride on that other joint. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it super fishy, bro. Total setup, in my opinion.
when the flight Hype Williams arranged finally came, it was way too small for Aaliyah and her entire crew. The plane was overloaded, heavier than it should have been, and to make matters worse, the pilot was reportedly high at the time. Aaliyah, sensing that something was off, initially refused to board the plane. However, according to some reports, she was given a sedative and carried onto the plane unconscious. Tragically, it wasn't long after takeoff that the overloaded plane crashed, killing Aaliyah and everyone on board. Well, Mary J
Rest in
Blige
peace,
has
Aaliyah,
always
man.
spoken up about Aaliyah's death with a sense of deeper meaning. Not long after Aaliyah passed, Mary publicly shared her belief that it was a spiritual murder and hinted that there was more to the story than we have been told.
I just know that that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deeper.
You could go deeper. I bet you could. Crazy.
People I would have to really bring proof, you know what I'm saying, for what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair.
At the time, Mary J didn't drop any names, but according to insiders, one of the people she allegedly believed had something to do with Aaliyah's passing was none other than Diddy. The word in the streets was that Diddy allegedly stood to gain millions from Aaliyah's death. And that whole bit about Aaliyah being drugged, it's eerily similar to the stories from the women who've come forward, accusing Diddy of allegedly drugging them. But I need to know more about Hype Williams, too. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. But to make things even messier, the streets have been buzzing with rumors that Aaliyah allegedly had dirt on both Diddy and R. Kelly. We all know R. Kelly tricked Aaliyah into marrying him when she was just 15, while he was a grown man. So if the streets are saying that Aaliyah had dirt on him, especially with all the allegations we're now hearing about Diddy, it's not a stretch to believe that there's some truth to it. It looks like Mary might have known where all the bodies are buried when it comes to Diddy, and he was going to be in even more trouble when she finally decides to snitch on him to save herself. And y'all know the fans have been all over this drama with Mary J Blige, and they've been leaving comments saying Mary J Blige gives Madam to P. Diddy vibes. After she got too old to be passed around, she started bringing in the girlies for him type stuff. Allegedly. I don't care. She's mad weird. Just as bad. If you're complicit, you accept it. It's been a million years she was riding for him. Don't switch up now that the block is hot. But Mary J Blige know more than she wants to say. All those around or associated with Diddy should all go and serve time. And she knew exactly what he was doing. Now she's trying to play. Girl, bye. I'm not buying it. But I gotta know what y'all feel about all this. Do y'all think that Mary J Blige is gonna be singing like the soul canary that she is?
Hey man, if she not, she finna be sitting down for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no hair, nails, none of that ish going on. You feel me? She gonna be using Kool-Aid for makeup. You feel me? All that. But nah, seriously though, Mary J Blige, man, being with the freaky stuff is crazy. You feel me? Being with the freaky stuff is crazy. A lot of that ish, like I said, Jaguar Wright been speaking about this ish for a long time. And I'm pretty sure there's some interviews of her, most likely on that blue couch, shout out Real Life Street Stars, speaking about all this ish, because like I said, bro, ages and ages and ages, people been, you know what I'm saying, talk about this. They've known about this for ages. So, and it's kind of sick with the whole 120 victims that popped out, including a 9-year-old allegedly, and you know, Diddy and a whole bunch of bull ish. You feel me? He in a whole bunch of bull, and he gonna have, you know, he gonna have the industry upside down the way it's been for quite a time, bro. Who y'all think finna be on that list though? I'm gonna tell you who I think on that list, and I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of feel like Jay on that list, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Beyonce on that list. Of course, Meek on that list. French Montana probably on that list. Just what I think. You know what I mean? Just his circle of people that have been around him over the years. I'm trying to figure out who that high profile person in this alleged tape is with the stills. Like, who's more high profile than Diddy? Is Beyonce more high profile? It don't have to be a male though. Excuse me. It don't have to be a male. It don't have to be a female though. It could be a male. That's what I meant to say, because you see how they done been playing with, you know, the other dude that's locked down that he SA'd. You feel me? So, hey man, we just gonna have to sit back and watch out. But I know, excuse me, sit back and stay tuned rather. But this is just crazy, bro. This is crazy. Madness. Made it to this point in the video, go ahead, give us a like and subscribe, man. Tap in. Shout out to the subscribers. If you want to donate to the channel, Cash App down below over there. Yeah, I'll be getting my shit mixed up. But yeah, man, tap in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in wherever you at all over the world. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe, stay prayed up out here. The world crazy. Y'all see what's going on out here, man. Y'all see what's going on with this election and all type of other ish. Look, you're right. But anyway, yeah, salute. I'm out of here. It's the homie Smitster 400. Gone. Peace. Owie.